Hey there guys, what's up? It's Autobot Mike 18 here with a pretty different special video I had planned for you guys for a while. This is sort of going to be a vlog slash a discussion video, I'm doing this and I'm posting this video because it relates to filmmaking and movies, and that's why I've decided to do it. But basically the point of this discussion video, guys, and I know this is, it's not going to relate to movies that are currently out in the theaters. It's sort of relating to film festivals and indie films. But the topic of discussion for this video, guys, is film festivals. And if you've ever been to one, experiences at a film festival, and basically your work as a filmmaker, if I do have, because I know I have some aspiring filmmakers on my channel subscribe to me, so this is for you guys and anyone who finds this video. So with that being said, guys, let's get into the point. I want to get into the point of the video, the point of this discussion video. If you're normally following me here on YouTube, and you're watching this video the day it was published or a few days after it was published, this past Sunday, I filmed and uploaded. I'm going to upload after I shoot this. Digital copy giveaway. I gave away Transformers: Age of Extinction and Edge of Tomorrow on Blu-ray, and I was supposed to do the giveaway earlier this weekend, but as many of you guys know, this past Friday and Saturday I did not upload anything. I didn't go to the movies to go watch David Ayer's newest war drama, Fury, which I'm going to go get a chance to see tomorrow, luckily. And I was basically inactive everywhere this weekend, Instagram, Facebook. I was really busy this weekend. And I'm going to get into what I was busy with and what I was specifically doing. And this is exactly, I want this to pander to any aspiring filmmakers I have here on my channel, because I know I have a few of you guys who feel the same way I do about movies and are passionate and someday want to make it big in the film industry. And this is for you guys. So anyway, this past weekend I got arguably one of the best experiences of my lifetime so far, and I got to live it out this weekend, Friday and Saturday. Especially, I'm an aspiring filmmaker. I've been working on short films since last year. It's when I really got into making short films, and I luckily got into film school this year. I'm currently enrolled. I've been at film school already for about 2 months, so that's pretty exciting. I'm really enjoying it, and basically, guys, what happened is this weekend I got to attend my first film festival nearly completely free, and I'll get into why I said it like that. The reason why I went to this film festival is because I actually sent in a feature film that I worked on this summer. Many of you guys know, towards the end of July, I was busy working on a short film, and for about a whole weekend, I think it was San Diego Comic-Con weekend if I'm not mistaken, I was nearly completely inactive on YouTube. And the reason being was because I was in the middle of working on a feature film. I had originally intended for it to be a short, but with the story I wanted to tell, I knew I had to change things, and it had to be a feature because I couldn't tell it in 12, 15, 20 minutes. So I ended up making a 53-minute feature, and I wanted it to still categorize as a short, but it couldn't because it was way too long. So it's now categorized as a feature film, even though I still kind of don't look at it as a feature, even though it's that long. Nevertheless, I basically shot for about 2 weeks, and then after that, it took me about 2 to 3 weeks to edit because I was having a lot of difficulties with my editing software. And I sent it to a film festival at my hometown here in New York. It was their second annual festival this weekend. And a couple weeks back in late September, I got an email during one of my classes at college. During our break, I go on my phone, check my emails, open them up. I got a email from the festival saying that they accepted my film. And I was stunned. I was absolutely shocked. There was hardly anyone in my class because everyone went out of the classroom to go take a break. But had there been like no one in the room, I would have yelped out in excitement. And I almost did. My eyes widened, and I was like, I was like frozen for like a good 30 seconds. I was in shock at reading this email that they accepted my feature. Last year, the first annual festival in my hometown, I sent in a short film, and it was unfortunately not accepted because of for various reasons. And this year I sent in a feature, and I felt I messed up on the feature, honestly. There was even a point where I told myself, yeah, I'm not even going to send this in. What's the point? I really don't like how it came out. And honestly, still to this day, even though my film was accepted and it's been screened at the festival, it was screened yesterday, I still, to this day, am not happy with the way the film turned out. That's just how it happens, you know? You're a filmmaker, you're working on a project, you're working on a short film, even if you're working on a script. You envision it to turn out one way, but it turns out nearly completely different, and you kind of say to yourself, yeah, I this isn't how I want it to turn out. I kind of want to redo this here. That's what I said to myself when my film, when I finished editing. I didn't even want to send it in. I was just really, really upset with it. But I said, you know what? I put all that work in, and I basically made this film not only because I wanted to send it into the festival. It was the only project I was working on over the summer. I just graduated high school, and I really had nothing else to do this summer, so I wanted to do another film. And, I shot it, and the point of me making it, I wanted to send it to the festival again and see if it could get in. And even though it didn't come out, I was still debating against sending it, and eventually I told myself, I worked that hard, I'm going to send it in, and I did. And I'm glad I did, because I would have never had this experience. It was pretty special. So that's what I'm going to be talking about in this video, my experience with my first film festival ever. I'm basically going to talk about the festival I attended, which was, and I got a t-shirt from it, the YoFi Fest, or the Yonkers Film Festival. I sent it there, and I live roughly like 20 minutes away. And I only sent this film to this festival because I would send it elsewhere, but I wouldn't want to send it anywhere out of state, because I would have to travel any place that far from my house. I would have to travel, arrange transportation, arrange a hotel stay, whatever, to stay over the weekend, whatever. And that's why I sent it to this festival. It's so close to where I live. It's so easy to get to, and I was lucky it got accepted. So this weekend, I'm going to describe my experience with my first film festival and why it was arguably one of the best experiences I've had as a filmmaker, as an aspiring filmmaker, so far in my lifetime. This was probably one of the first biggest things I've gone through as a filmmaker, other than getting into film school, of course. This is this was my first film festival. So your first film festival, if you're a film lover, a filmmaker, it's always a big deal. And in this case, it was a pretty big deal for me. All that being said, this weekend, the festival ran from Friday to Sunday. It's still going as of right. It's 3:35 Sunday, the 19th, and it ran from the 17th to the 19th. I didn't go today because I would have loved to, but I was just so behind on homework and YouTube videos, which is what I'm doing now. That's what I'm trying to catch up on all day. So that's why I could not go to the festival tonight. And so I stood home today. But Friday and Saturday I did go. Now Friday, I was a little late to the festival, unfortunately. They had their opening night red carpet reception, and they were serving. They had food catered from some restaurant. They were obviously serving alcohol and all that. And of course, I'm not old enough to drink. But they had all that done this weekend, and or for Friday night's opening night reception. And I was away at college for most of the day, shooting an assignment for one of my classes. I was using 2 film students, and I needed to use them as actors. Long story short, I was shooting an assignment, and it was about a 4.5 hour shoot, because I wasn't properly planned for it. I don't think it came out that great. Nevertheless, it delayed me a lot. I had to grab lunch afterwards and then do other things, and I didn't get to leave my college campus until later, and I missed most of the opening night reception. Nevertheless, I ran home, I changed, I got all dressed up, and then I went over to the festival, and I got in, and I went to the table where they, had like the sign in or whatever, and I gave them my name, and they gave me a wristband, because when I submitted my film into the festival, they gave me 4 free 3-day VIP passes. So I used 1 for me, and the other 3 went to my 3 family members, my parents and my brother. And however, Friday night I just went alone. Because my film wasn't being screened Friday night. It was being screened Saturday, which I'll get into what happened to me on Saturday. But Friday night I went in, I got my badge, and the red carpet was rolled out from where the tables were, where they were taking the names, to the door of the theater, of the first floor theater, which is this huge auditorium, big projection screen in the front, and you got the projector in the back. So all that was set up. The red carpet was rolled out to the door of the theater. And I was about to walk around because I'm like, I don't know if I should go down the red carpet. I'm not sure. So a guy sitting here, and he asked me, hey, are you a filmmaker? And I said, yeah, I sent in a film to your festival, and I got accepted. And he said, yeah, you could walk right down the red carpet. Go ahead. And I'm like, oh, really? Thanks, man. So I did. I walked down the red carpet. Before I did, however, I was standing there waiting to walk down because the mayor and his wife, and of course the mayor coming to the film festival in my hometown, pretty big deal. They were getting their pictures taken on the red carpet. He's one of the ones who spearheaded the festival. He's the mayor of the city. So I was waiting at the front of the red carpet. We're getting ready to go down, and there's this really tall, attractive blonde woman standing right next to me. She was like 6'3". She was really tall. I'm like 5'7", so that was a little embarrassing. It didn't do much to my self-esteem. But so she's standing there, and she starts talking with me. She's like, oh, are you a filmmaker? I'm like, yeah. And then we started talking about my movie. I told her when it was going to be screened, and she wanted to walk down the red carpet with me. That was pretty interesting. I'm not shitting you. This really happened. And unfortunately, she was not my age, or I was not her age, because she had to be in her mid-30s. I'm this 18-year-old film student at in college. So obviously, I really didn't have much to say to her. I really couldn't, yeah. But that was nice. However, we did walk down the red carpet together. They took my picture. I looked completely awkward, and I never saw her again. The whole rest of the festival, never saw her again. She was just gone. So that was a little unfortunate, but she was pretty attractive. She was. I'm like, yeah, I guess this is the perks of being a filmmaker. You get an attractive older blonde woman wanting to walk down the red carpet with you. Anyway, guys, so that was pretty interesting. So I go into the theater, long story short, and they had a little opening, quick speech. The man, the husband and his wife who ran the festival and set up the festival. It was their second annual festival. They were thanking those sponsors, supporters, whatever, filmmakers, everyone for attending. And they started off the night. It was like 7:30, and they showed 5 short films. 3 of which I believe were from the U.S. and 2 of which I think were outside the U.S., if I'm not mistaken. I just want to find them in this book real quick. But the first one they showed was The Most Dangerous Game. And it was pretty funny. I'm going to give shout-outs to a few films and their filmmakers because I really enjoyed some of the films I was watching. So I didn't just go just for my film. I wanted to see other work as well, and I'm really glad I did that because I got a chance to check out all this other work. 3 of the films I believe were done in the U.S. The short films, and the first one was The Most Dangerous Game, which was arguably the best. It was absolutely hilarious. Here we go. The Most Dangerous Game from the U.S. I believe it was set in New York, and it freaking killed me. It was so funny. If it ever gets uploaded on YouTube, type it in, Google it. It was really, really good. I don't know who the filmmakers were. I do not remember. Then we had a few other shorts. We had Un Balade à la Mer, which I believe was from... I know it was a Spanish short film because they... Or no, that was another one. It was from France. That one was from France. And then we had another one from... I forget. I know it was... They were speaking Spanish. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, it was from Spain, and it was very well shot. Paco Peralta, Vuelta a Empezar. Very, very well shot. Definitely check that out. And then the French one was Un balade à la mer. And that one was okay. Then they had another one, I believe, from the U.S. called a short film on equality, which was absolutely hysterical as well. Had me laughing. Great original ideas with all of these films. And then the other one is Death Sentence, also, I believe, from the U.S., if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Death Sentence was from the U.S., which was pretty decent. And short film on equality was actually from Norway, excuse me, but they were speaking English. So yeah, those films, they opened with those 5 films, and I really enjoyed about 3 or 4 of those 5. Yeah, so they're very well done, all those films. And then right afterwards, they screened a film that was shot in my hometown. You guys may have heard of it. It actually got a limited release this year. It just came out on Blu-ray last month, and it is called God's Pocket. God's Pocket is a special movie for various reasons. First one being, it is the directorial debut for John Slattery, actor John Slattery of Mad Men. He also not only directed the movie, he also produced and wrote the movie as well. Adapted it from a screenplay, adapted it from a book, excuse me. And the movie is also important because it is one of Phillip-Seymour Hoffman's last roles in a film. And I didn't get a chance to see it earlier this year because it got a really limited release, and I was glad I got to see it this weekend. And I really enjoyed God's Pocket. Just to give a quick synopsis, not going to fully review it here. It was pretty good. It was darkly funny. It was incredibly well acted and very well shot and directed by John Slattery. I really, it didn't feel like it was a new director directing the film. It felt like someone with a lot of experience was working on the film, and I was really impressed with it. Phillip-Seymour Hoffman was amazing. Also stars John Turturro, Christina Hendricks, also from Mad Men, Richard Jenkins. And the reason why they screened the film that night was because most of it was shot in Yonkers, which is where I live, my hometown. Believe it or not, for the majority of the film, I haven't been to those areas in my hometown in Yonkers. But there are 2 locations in the film I've been at before. One of them is a funeral home, which is in several scenes in the movie. I've been there before. And the other one of the opening shots of the movie, the characters are at a cemetery, and they're in focus, and in the background, out of focus, is a gas station. That cemetery and that gas station, I pass by there every morning on my way to school. And that very gas station, if you've seen the film, if you know the shot I'm talking about, that very gas station is where I get my gas in my car. And I'm watching the movie, and I see this shot, and I look past, I'm like, that gas station's familiar. And I went like that. I'm like, holy crap, that's my gas station. So it was pretty cool to know that one of Phillip-Seymour Hoffman's last roles, God bless his soul, was shot in my hometown and shot near the gas station I go to. And that was incredible. So the movie itself was really, really good, and it was a great film to open the night off. And that was Friday night. And then afterwards, they had an after party at a nearby restaurant, which I unfortunately was not able to attend because they sent evites through to my Gmail. And it said on the evite that filmmakers are welcome to attend all events, but if you want to attend any of the after parties, you have to be over 21. So I couldn't go, and I'm betting that blonde woman was there. She probably was. I'm going to give it up. She's like 30 years old, and I'm like 18. That's insane. Anyway, I couldn't go to the after party, unfortunately, if I was only a little older. I felt I should have because I worked on the film as hard as I did, and I would have loved to have kicked back. Because the reason why I wanted to go to the after party, I didn't want to drink or anything like that. I don't drink. I'm not like every other college student. I don't drink. I don't do that. And I won't drink until I'm 21. That's just how I am. And I don't even like the taste of alcohol, honestly. I tasted it once when I was a kid. Yeah. Anyway, the point is, I wanted to go to the after party to meet a few filmmakers and talk with them. Listen, what's your process? How was it for you growing up? How did you get to the point you're at right now? You just got a film accepted, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I honestly wanted to go, but I couldn't, unfortunately. All right, so that was Friday night. I came home, 10:30, whatever. And then Saturday was the big day. Saturday was the day they were going to screen my feature. So I told a few people about it, and luckily I got a few. I had one friend who was able to make it with her family, and I told another one of my friends who unfortunately couldn't make it, and even a few of my high school teachers who were so hopeful for me that I would really go somewhere with this film career. I told them about it, and they wanted to go. Unfortunately, they both could not make it. But nevertheless, I showed up to the festival the next day at about 12 in the afternoon, and got my new badge, whatever. They gave me a cool name tag badge with my name and the name of my film on it, which I thought was pretty awesome. I got to wear it all day. And I went up to my film was not screened in the big main theater where all the other work was screened the previous night. It was screened up on the 4th floor of the library where the festival was held, in another smaller but decently sized room with a decent sized screen. And there were a lot of chairs, and I wanted to watch a film before they were going to show mine. They were showing an hour and a half long another student work done in Canada, and I'm going to give a quick shout out to this film as well. And they were showing that before they showed mine. They were showing that between 12 and 2. Then at 2 they were going to show mine. So I went to 12 because I wanted to check it out, and the film was called Paper Airplanes. It was done in Canada. Google it. I believe the trailers for most of these films I'm mentioning are on YouTube. So I definitely check them out. But anyway, the film was called Paper Airplanes, and it was really well shot. I missed some of the beginning, so there were a few things I was a little confused on, like what was going on here, what was going on there. But the acting was pretty solid for the most part. A few parts I was like, yeah, but overall it was good. The movie was really well directed and incredibly well shot. There were a few shots that really blew my mind. It was like 98 minutes too, so I was really impressed with it. Wasn't a big fan of the ending, but other than that, it was pretty good. So Paper Airplanes, very good. Unfortunately, the filmmakers are from Canada. They could not make the event. So then at 2 o'clock, the big moment, they were going to screen my film. So not only were they screening it, but afterwards I had to do a Q&A. So earlier when I watched the feature Paper Airplanes, the student work Paper Airplanes, there was hardly anybody in there. There was me and one couple for the most part. Then you had people walking in and out, but very few people. And I'm like, no one's going to come see my film. However, I left the theater for a little while, to unwind, whatever. And I came back, and not only did my family show up and one of my best friends, but there was roughly 12 people in the room that I showed the film in. There were these 2 women. There were 2 younger women, 2 older women. There were 2 guys. One of them was older. One of them, I believe, was younger. And I think there was another woman who was by herself. And then there was my friend and her family who hadn't seen the film. My friend saw it, but her family didn't see it, so it was their first time watching it. And then, of course, it was my parents and my brother who had already seen it. They were obviously coming for me for support. So they showed my film, and it was kind of hard to watch it again because there are a lot of things I would have done differently. Nevertheless, another story for another time. So they showed it, and then right afterwards, there was no one overseeing my screening. So I technically could have just sat there and got away with having to do a Q&A, but I said, you know what, these people came to watch this, I'm going to do a Q&A. So I got up in front of the room, I thanked everybody for coming and watching the film, and I got a couple questions. I did. I basically just described how long it took to shoot the film and what I'm currently doing in film school. And I got applause after the film ended. It was incredible, guys. It was really something. It was the first time I've ever shown anyone outside of my family my work. And even though this was arguably one of my weakest, the people seemed to enjoy it. The two younger women came up to me afterwards and asked me a few questions on the side and congratulated me, said they loved it. And the film I made was sort of dramatic, so one of them said, "Oh, I was crying 5 minutes in," and I'm like, "Oh, thank you. I appreciate that." And then I had another guy who was just like, it was a little strange, but he was just like congratulating me and saying, I really liked it, I really enjoyed it. And then he was like, it's cool how you made this now, but when you work your way up there, I want to see you make like an action film or something. I'm like, yeah, sure, that's where the money is, man. I'll do something like Michael Bay. I'm kidding. So that was really exciting. And then after my film finished screening, I wanted to attend a few other things. I wanted to attend a workshop on writing screenplays, and I also wanted to watch another feature afterwards, which I ended up doing. But between that time period, I was basically just hanging out, chilling around. I stood, my family left, and my best friend left after they screened my film. I wanted to stay. And I ran into two other people who I guess were working with the festival. One guy who was sort of like doing the projection work. He was this really cool, laid-back guy, and he just approached me, and he's like, "Awesome job on the film." He couldn't believe how good it was. And I'm like, "Thanks so much, man, but I really don't think it's that great." I wanted to say that the whole time. But he's like, no, you did a great job. And he was basically going on, like, always be yourself, you know what? And I know as you go on, you're going to, get better, but don't ever forget what you've done in your past, the past work you've done, like this film. And he was a really, really cool guy, really laid back, and I really appreciate that. And another woman came up to me who apparently was working for the festival, putting the festival together. She was one of the sponsors, I think, and she got a chance to see the film as well, congratulated me, said she really liked it. My film was about, it tackled the themes of brotherhood and death. So she connected with it because she was a mother of two, and she really liked it for that reason as well. So I guess that is a good reason why I sent the film in and why they enjoyed it. I guess you can connect with it if you're a parent and you have children. So that's cool. So that was some of the best part, just having people congratulate me, and I was just like, I'm very like humble, and I'm like, thank you so much. I don't deserve this though. I didn't like how this came out. I didn't flat out say that, but that's what I would have wanted to say. But anyway, nevertheless, people were just being so awesome, and I really, really appreciate it. And anyone ever watching this who attended that weekend and watched my film, thank you so much. I know probably won't ever find this, but it meant a lot to me. It really did. Just congratulating me and wishing me a job well done. And yeah, so afterwards, to make a long weekend short, I attended a workshop, like an hour-and-a-half workshop on writing screenplays that get sold, which was very informative as well, and I really enjoyed that. I think a screenwriting professor was the one who was in charge of the workshop and was the guest speaker or whatever. Then afterwards, from 6 to 8, I went back down to the main theater and I watched a feature film, and I'm going to give a shout out to this film as well because of the technological achievement that it made. And this film is called Barry. It was approximately 80 minutes, and really, really interesting movie. It's called Barry. It's about six friends, six hipsters from New York. They go to this like remote house over the weekend, and they think they're impervious to everything. When creepy things start happening, they're like, "Oh, nothing can get us. We're hipsters." I thought that was pretty interesting. And then they start disappearing like one by one, and there's this like presence that's like taking them, and they got to find out what's going on. It was pretty interesting. The thing that really blew me away with this film, if it ever is sent to any other, they sent it to a bunch of other film festivals apparently, because the filmmakers were there and they did do a Q&A afterwards. If it ever gets accepted at Sundance and you're watching this, check it out. It was pretty interesting, guys. I really enjoyed it. Little disappointing with some aspects of the ending. Other than that, it was really good. The thing that makes the film Barry stand out is that it was shot entirely using the GoPro camera. Yeah. I kid you not, guys. They used GoPro cameras to shoot the whole movie, and it got accepted into my film festival. And I was amazed at that. You know, they had cameras mount. You know, the characters in the movie were wearing them on their head. They had, like, one girl in one scene who was on a canoe. She had a GoPro on, so we have shots, her point of view with the GoPro on her head, and then we had a second GoPro camera mounted on the front of the canoe, so we get shots of her, paddling the canoe. So that's how they filmed the movie, using GoPro cameras, and I really liked that concept, using that technology. They used like 5 or 6 cameras, bought them. The movie cost like $15,000 to make. It was pretty good, and I definitely recommend you check it out if it ever shows up at a festival near you, or if it shows up online. You're on YouTube and you just randomly stumble across it. Search the short film Barry. It was pretty good. I can't remember the filmmaker's name. I think it was Stefan Haver. I can't remember his name, but it was really good. I really enjoyed it. So then after Barry, there were a few other things going on, but it was late. It was like 8 o'clock, and I was exhausted. I had a really long day, so I went home, and that was my weekend at the Yonkers Film Festival. And at some point, I bought this shirt. And what can I say, guys? The whole experience has just been incredible for me, and I really, really enjoyed attending the festival. Not only was it amazing to have my work screened, but another big reason why I really wanted to go to the festival was to see other work and to just experience a film festival from firsthand. For the first time in my life, that's what I wanted to do, experience a film festival, and I got the chance to. I was extremely lucky that I would have probably ended up going anyway, just to see how it was, but I was lucky to not only have gotten a chance to go, but to have my film that I sent in screened, and it was an unbelievable experience. And I know it's difficult to get a film into a festival, and it is. And I believed that one of the reasons why they picked mine was because it was shot in my hometown, and they wanted it in a segment called Done in Yonkers, DIY, and they also liked it. So yeah, and don't worry, guys, don't think that this is like a really big thing for me and this film is going to go places, because it's not. I only sent it into this festival. I will not send it into anything else, and it's not like it's going to wind up on video on demand or in theaters, because that's not going to happen. This is just a film festival at my hometown. It's a small festival, just a chance for independent filmmakers to show their work, and that's it. That's all that I got from this. I didn't get paid. There were no prizes or anything. It was just a chance for us to show our work. And you don't win anything. And I didn't want to win anything. I wanted my work shown, and I wanted people to see it. And I was really, really pleased with that. And the whole experience has just been incredible, guys. It was a great weekend, and I really enjoyed myself, not only watching other films, but meeting a few other people, and I unfortunately didn't get to meet that many filmmakers because I didn't stay for like all of the whole festival, and of course today I didn't go, but to have my work screened and to meet the people I did get a chance to meet, it was really something. So what I can basically turn the quick end of this video into, guys, is this. If you have a film, you're hesitant on sending it in to a festival, send it in anyway. If you have the money, send it in. You never know what can happen. And if you have an idea, roll with it. Because I had an idea, and I believed in it, and look where it got me. So that's what I have to say to any independent filmmakers or aspiring filmmakers watching this channel, that there's always a chance. There's always a chance, guys, that your work can get screened somewhere. And I was just really lucky. So that's all I have to say, guys, and what I want to turn the discussion video into now is a place for you guys to give me your experiences with your film festivals, if you've ever been to one. Let me know down below, guys. Have you ever been to a film festival, whether it was a big one, a small one, one in your hometown, whatever? Have you ever gotten work accepted into a film festival? Let me know about all that down below. And if you have any other questions you want to ask me about the festival, meeting other filmmakers, about God's Pocket, let me know down below. and hopefully answer them. So thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for listening. I know this video is like 35 minutes, but I had a lot of important stuff to say, and this is an important topic, especially for us aspiring filmmakers. We gotta stick together, guys. We're all we have. I'm kidding, but yeah. So thanks for watching, guys, and again, leave me your experiences down below. I'm really interested to hear what you guys have to say. So I'll see you guys in my next video, and thanks as always for watching. Bye.